Happy Valentine's Day. You're my favorite girl. Hey guys, what's up? So, it's Valentine's Day, and I just actually remembered that, and I wouldn't have remembered that if it weren't for social media. So, nothing special here happening, obviously, single. But I do want to talk about something, and one of those things being my dog being a weirdo. Carly. Hello. Alright, so I've been writing little affirmations on my window here in front of my work desk. So this one, it's hard to see during the day, but it says believe in yourself. It's perfect for every day when the sun comes up. I can kind of just like look at that and then kind of soak it in. It looks better with the sunrise. It actually looks like amazing with the sunrise, and it's just very, it helps me just be in the moment and like kind of repeat that to myself. But I want to say that believing in myself is something that I have struggled with for quite some time now, and I'm still struggling with it. It is a battle, and a lot of that I feel like is having to do with coming out of religion, because believing yourself was a bit of like a dirty phrase, dirty word, or just something you couldn't really say without feeling guilty or shame, because you're supposed to believe in God, trust in God, thank God for everything that He has given you, thank God for everything that He has done for you. Basically, you're left feeling like you are capable of nothing, you've done nothing, you are nothing, and you are nothing without God. And like, I would like to believe that a loving God would want me to believe in myself as well. But it's weird, that's not what I was taught. So like growing up, one of my favorite verses was Philippians 4:13, and it's, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, or I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And it's like, I thought that I still thought I was nothing, and that everything I was doing was because of God. And it's hard coming out of religion and then really starting to like believe in yourself and believe in your abilities and trust your decisions and trust yourself. So on that note, because it has been such a struggle for me, that is something I've realized is my passion and my why behind becoming a coach, is because I struggled with it for so long, still do, but not as much, that I want to show other people or help other people know what they're capable of and believe in themselves. And so it's like, it sucks that it was such a struggle, but at the same time, I'm grateful that it kind of birthed my passion, and that's my why. Anyways, off my soapbox. Today has also been one of those days where it's been like, it's getting really late in the day and I should be hitting the gym now. So I'm gonna hit a workout, leg day, and then come back, lunch, maybe some meal prep, depending on how much time I have after my workout. We'll see how the day goes. Whoa, almost dropped my camera. But yeah, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you in a bit. Welcome to today's leg workout. So legs are my nemesis at this moment. I'm about 7 months post-op high tibial osteotomy, and it has been quite a journey. It was not an easy surgery. I've torn my meniscus 3 times previously, and I have arthritis, and so that was their best attempt to help me remain active without having to dial back my exercise, so we're just working through it. Anyways, I'm doing everything in this workout for
4 sets, about 12 reps, or between 10 to 12. And the first exercise was the leg extension, and this is a hamstring curl, line hamstring curl. The best part about this gym is that there is a line hamstring curl machine at the other one that I go to. There is not. I miss my old CalFit days. There was actually quite a bit of hamstring work that could be done there, but doing what I can. So this is just a regular leg press. I'm doing this single leg because I still have a hard time activating my glutes, especially on my left side sometimes. So I like to make sure to do them individually before I move into the squat, just so I am like really creating that muscle, that mind muscle connection with my quads and my butt and all that stuff before I squat. So this is also, I'm just doing calf raises in between the single leg stuff. A lot of leg stuff you can tend to superset pretty well. So to save time, that's what I was doing. So this is actually do squats. I did 5 by 10 with this. I think this is 165 as a front squat. And honestly, my legs were still a little bit sore from like 2 days ago. I was able to squat 200 pounds for 10 reps, so I was pretty stoked about that, considering not too long ago my PR for just 5 reps was 205 post my knee surgery. So yeah, front squat tends to be a bit lighter. It's more quad dominant, and it really turns into a cardio exercise at 10 reps. It's hard to breathe with the bar on your chest like that, but good stuff. Anyways, this is a split squat, and I'm doing it with the Smith machine. You can just do it with a regular barbell, but if you tend to lose your balance, Smith machine can be a good option. I tend to be able to do a lot more weight using the Smith machine because it's held in place for me, so there's no risk of me like falling over and injuring myself. And legit, the last time that I did split squats was before knee surgery, and my knee like blew up and I had to have fluid drained off of it, so that was fun. But I've moved them back into my workouts now, and I've been good, so that is good news. This is just a dumbbell deadlift. I did regular barbell deadlifts the day before, and that was, or no, I didn't do that the day before. I was doing that the next day. I tend to do my barbell deadlifts on my back day, so just doing dumbbells, trying to get more hamstring work in. And then I ended it off with just regular lunges, weighted lunges. And that about wraps it up for this workout. Kind of short, but honestly, I was still feeling a little bit sore. My knee was a little bit achy from the last workout, so it was a little bit easier than normal. Trying to grow these legs. Wish me luck, and thanks for watching.
Alright, so I decided to treat myself to some Chipotle for Valentine's Day. Just kidding. It's not holiday specific. I just decided to use up a gift card that I had, and I'm short on time today, so it kind of like relieves some stress. I don't eat out very often, but when I do, it's usually Chipotle or sushi. So generally, what I got today, I always do guacamole on the side. I don't know, it's the same thing. Part of me feels like you get like more on the side. I don't know. But what I got in the bowl, if I can get it open, I've got mild salsa, corn salsa, chicken, the fajita vegetables, and like the greens here, the new super greens that you can add to it, and then some rice, and then of course I'm gonna be putting the guac on top. Also, I got some meal prep going, so I can get started on that. I'll be doing that later, and I'll show you what I'll be cooking up. This is some salsa chicken that I have started. That's just chicken breast and salsa. Put it in the crock pot and just let it cook, and then it shreds. It's amazing. And got some white rice back here. I'll be roasting up some vegetables and potatoes and all that fun stuff while I eat this and do some work. So
See you in a bit. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's your cow penis. Everyone needs some penis. Oh my god. Hopefully that'll keep her quiet while I cook here. So, have you ever given your dog a bully stick? They smell like pure asshole. Regrouping. Okay. So, I'm doing some meal prep, and I've got some Brussels sprouts and some carrots here that I'm going to roast together in the oven, and then I'm going to saute some mushrooms and some zucchini, and I've got this chicken here, which is done. I just need to shred it up, and oh yeah, so I roasted these potatoes, and then I got some rice, so I've pretty much got a good amount of food ready for the next few days. I'll just kind of go through the next steps here. I'm kind of out of practice. I used to do meal prep videos a lot, and I'm kind of like, all right, what do you want to see? How much do I show you? What's too long? What's interesting? What's not? Anyways, I have some melted ghee in here, so I'm just going to pour this over the vegetables. Generally, of course, it would be easier to use like an avocado oil type deal, but I'm out. So I gotta work a little bit fast because this is gonna get solid. It's not super warm in here. So I gotta make sure I get this covered before it's just solid again. A little bit more salt. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic to this. Little I have left of it. Garlic powder, come on. Alright, whatever. Toss that. I would also add pepper, but my pepper thing broke. My pepper grinder broke, so it literally won't grind the pepper, and all I have is peppercorns. Oh shit. Drop plastic. So, yeah. Don't judge me for my lack of seasoning here. It's not my fault. Okay. Shit happens, right? Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. Can you see this? Yeah, okay. Spread this out evenly. Put this in the oven. So 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how well done you like your Brussels sprouts. I like mine a bit crispy. So time-wise, it can differ depending on your oven, how hot it is, and how done you like your vegetables. I'm gonna wash my hands and then get sauteing these things. Okay, so I got my pan heating up here, and I'm gonna add some more ghee to this pan. Looks like a lot, but it's a big pan, so it's gonna need a little bit more. It's a lot of vegetables too. Generally, I'm bulking right now, so the amount of oils and stuff I use, I'm very loosely using. If I was in a cut, or if I was looking to lose fat, lose weight, I would probably opt more for steaming my vegetables, or just being a little bit more careful about how much fat I was using for cooking. But at this point, I'm actually having a bit of a hard time gaining weight. So I'm kind of just like, all right, let's just free for all, the oils and stuff like that. Of course, I don't mind. It tastes good, but if you're trying to lose weight, just be a little bit more cautious. In goes the vegetables. Gotta love the sizzle sound. Last one. And both of these vegetables are really high in water, lots of water content. So you don't want to season these with salt until you start to get a bit of a brown on them, because they will just, the salt draws out the water in the vegetables and they will just steam themselves. And then it's just like, what's the point in sauteing if they're just gonna steam, right? The best part about an iron skillet is that it gives it almost like a grilled flavor to it.
So I really want to make sure I get that. So I'm gonna let this kind of brown a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm going to shred this chicken. Chicken is done. As you can see, it's pretty easily shreddable with 2 forks. Ow, careful, it's hot. Depending on what salsa you use, you might need to add a little bit of salt, or just like, you can feel free to season it up how you want. You can add more chili powder, more garlic, whatever floats your boat. I know I'm gonna need a little bit of salt because I always tend to use the same salsa, but not a lot. So, slight bit of salt. Mix it up. Chicken's done. So, vegetables have a little bit of a brown on them now. So now I'm going to add salt. Give it a toss. Then I found some more garlic powder, so that's nice. Add some more of that. Then I'm going to add some dried basil. Fresh would have been way better, but it's also the winter time, and fresh basil is hard to come by. So, we'll deal with it. I wish you could smell it right now. It's delicious. Here's a little closer look. Tasty. So on that note, that's basically done. Just waiting on the Brussels sprouts and the carrots, and yeah, pretty simple. And then I'm just gonna serve up my dinner from whatever I'm making right here, and I'll show you what that is as soon as I do that. Alright, so this is what all the food looks like after it's prepared and I put in the dishes: the chicken, the Brussels sprouts and carrots, and the zucchini and the mushrooms, and then the sweet potatoes that I ate one of them, or I like put one of them in here. So this is what a portion size might look like if you are portioning it out in each container. This is like 6 ounces of chicken, about like 130 grams of vegetables, but really, like, don't really waste your time too much on weighing the vegetables. I mean, yes and no. It depends where you're at in your fitness life journey. And then about 200 grams of sweet potatoes. And a lot of people, let's see, where can I put this? A lot of people ask, do I weigh things raw or do I weigh things cooked? I tend to weigh my protein, my meat cooked, just for sanitary reasons, and as long as you're like consistent with the one way that you do it, then you should be okay. But also you can look in MyFitnessPal and find like cooked versions of things versus raw versions. So make sure to do like 2 things: be consistent with it, find the cooked version versus like the raw version. When it comes to vegetables and stuff, raw tends to be better because they do lose a lot of water when they're cooked, but don't stress too much about vegetables, honestly. They're so low in calories and you get full on them so fast. It's super hard to overeat vegetables. Honestly, I wouldn't stress about eating too many vegetables. I would stress about all the other food that you might be like snacking on during the day and not recording. And then, yeah, so just be consistent with how you do it. Same goes to sweet potatoes. If you can do it raw, then go for it. But main thing is just to be consistent. Do something that is the easiest for you, that you know that you can sustain. So a lot of times it ends up being cooked for me, but it works. So do what works best for you, record it properly, that sort of thing. Cooked versions always exist in MyFitnessPal. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm gonna go romance myself for Valentine's Day. I don't know what that entails, but I don't know when I'll see you next or what's happening. But I guess we'll find out.
So you're saying you gained 60 pounds of water on a car right here because you're sitting up? That's not reality.
Honestly, I don't know what else I can tell you, but it's the truth.
You want to believe whatever you want, but that's not going to change the fact that you are kidding yourself. And you're not going to live much longer like this.
The car ride was too much for me, and I think I need to go to the hospital. I mean, I just don't. I don't have the ability to walk. Like, I'm very dizzy, and I think I'm having a heart attack.
You don't look like you are.
So, finishing off my night by watching the latest season of My 600-Pound Life, which is season 8. This is Joyce's story. And it's funny, like, a lot of people, or just like, people wonder why I particularly like watching this show or why it's so fascinating to me is because, like, I don't watch it in a place of judgment. I kind of watch it in more of a place of, like, I almost see parts of myself within these people, or there's just, like, all I see is I'm just very interested in people's stories and hearing their past and, like, how they got to where they're at. And there's always, like, this underlying trauma that happened when they were a kid or something that, like, happened to them to where they end up coping with food. It's an addiction. And I don't see, like, this, I don't watch it in this judgy manner. I watch it like, this is, I see people that are hurting. And, like, it's just a human being who is hurting. And this is, like, the results of it. And it can be inspiring to me. It can be heartbreaking. But ultimately, what I see is hurting people trying to get help. And I love it when people succeed. It breaks my heart when people don't succeed or even pass away. But I'm just fascinated by people's stories. That's why I'll watch, like, what's it called? Intervention and stuff like that. Like, it's always very interesting to me. Anyways, a side note, yeah. So ending off my Valentine's Day by watching My 600-Pound Life with my dog. Pretty normal Valentine's Day, I'm sure. But anyways, sorry this vlog kind of sucked. I gotta be real. I don't know how valuable this was, but thanks for tuning in anyways. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Peace out. I will see you next time.